So, holy, they just decided to drop a lot of details for Spider-Man Miles Morales today, and it's a good chunk of information. And oh my goodness, the screenshots we're about to go through today, they look glorious, they look gorgeous, and I'm excited to go through them with you. So what I want to do, how this video is going to break down, is and this is an unscripted video, by the way, we're going to go over the details, and then we're going to go over the screenshots, and then we're going to go over new snippets of gameplay for Spider-Man Miles Morales, which all look amazing. So I was trying to get the Game Informer subscription so I can go over to the magazine and look at the full information, but unfortunately for some reason I kept getting issues with the login, and 4 or 5 times of trying, I just kind of gave up and tried to see what other people on the internet were able to gather in terms of information. And luckily, Shinobi here was able to gather some new information from the Game Informer magazine cover game, which is Spider-Man Miles Morales, the new cover game. So we're gonna go over the details, then pictures, then gameplay. So the first set of information: PlayStation 5 performance mode, dynamic 4K 60 frames per second. So we knew we were gonna get a 4K 60 frames per second mode, but I don't think we were originally told it was going to be dynamic. Some people were guessing it would be dynamic, or maybe it could just stay 4K 60 because it doesn't have ray tracing, but dynamic is the case here, so it's going to fluctuate probably between 1080p or 1440p to 4K. We'll have to wait till Digital Foundry does their test for that. The PlayStation 5 Fidelity mode, which is the other mode that they mentioned, 4K 30, we also knew that was going to be the case, and it's going to have ray tracing and other improved visuals. There's not going to be any loading screens, which is stuff that we've seen before, even with fast traveling. So elsewhere, I heard that when you travel from one place to another, it's literally just a flash and then you're there. No X to, you know how in Devil May Cry or Godfall you have to hold X down to set to load the game in, because it's already loaded. You have to hold circle to get into the game. They give you this kind of breathing time before jumping back into the game. But here, that is not the case. You load and that's it. Flash, that's it. You're into the next place. So I'm excited to see how well that works in Spider-Man Miles Morales. Game Informer here states that they were very impressed with the ray tracing for Spider-Man Miles Morales, and you guys really have to give it up for Sony. They've really been at the forefront for ray tracing, even though Xbox and Microsoft have been promoting ray tracing at the beginning, especially with that Minecraft demo that showcased ray tracing for Minecraft, which looked beautiful when I first saw it. But Sony has been putting in ray tracing everywhere on all of their games, and it's something you got to give them credit for. But to continue beyond this, more details will progress the narrative forward for both Peter and Miles. Now, we heard that Peter could be in the game for Spider-Man Miles Morales, but I didn't know how much of an impact it would have on Peter's life. But it seems like both their stories are going to progress. Peter's going to be in the game, but later on he states that it has heavy emphasis on Miles. It's his story. He's the only playable character. And just to state this part here as well, it was really nice. It's the nice little details that Insomniac puts into Spider-Man Miles Morales, like they did with Spider-Man PS4. So Miles is new to being Spider-Man, and he's learning. So the animations are going to look visually less fluid and less refined. So when you put it against somebody like Peter Parker, who's been Spider-Man for years at this point in the games, in comparison to Miles, who just started becoming Spider-Man, he's not going to look as fluid as Peter Parker looks when he's under the suit. So these are just the nice little touches that they're adding here to give you better immersion into the character's world. So I'm excited to see that myself, and see a lot of people probably making little short clips of that to showcase the little touches that Insomniac puts into Spider-Man Miles Morales, like a lot of people did when Spider-Man PS4 came out back in 2018. Beyond that, it states even bigger set pieces than Spider-Man 2018. Always good stuff right there. There's unannounced villains that will be in the game, so that's going to be great. We're going to get a bit of surprises. I heard Venom is going to be in the game. but I don't think that's the case. I would think you would promote Venom as a big character, but again, there's a lot of Spider-Man fanatics here on YouTube that probably dug deep into a lot of this stuff. But to continue, there's the friendly neighborhood spider app. Players can use the touchpad to quickly pick activities, crimes, etc. from Miles's phone without going into a separate menu. So again, the nice little touches of just speeding up the gameplay, so you don't have to wait for loading and you don't have to go into a different menus to try to get into activities and see what's going on in the game and what's the next thing you want to do. You have a little phone that just gets you in there, you use the touchpad and you're ready to go. So that's a nice little touch as well. There's improved dynamic camera placement during combat, so I'm not really sure how that's really going to affect it. I think we have to wait for the game to actually see it. Beyond this, takedowns can be performed from ceiling/walls now, go invisible to go back into stealth. So maybe you guys can correct me, but I'm wondering, in Spider-Man PS4, were we not able to do takedowns from ceilings? Were we not able to go and do a takedown from a ceiling or a wall? Maybe I'm wrong there, but I feel like we were able to do that. But if you guys know that answer for sure, let me know down in the comments below. Beyond this is one of my favorite parts. DualSense, feel rumble when shooting webs, trigger, then tighten as Miles reaches the end of each swing. So with the DualSense controller, it seems like we're going to have some type of muscle memory with a lot of these games that are going to take real advantage of the DualSense controller, because instead of trying to look at the screen visually, take in what's going on, you might feel it ahead of time just to know this is what's going to happen next. So when it tightens, the triggers, when they tighten, you're going to reach the end of each swing. It's just little nice touches like that that might make the DualSense features, such as the adaptive triggers and haptic feedback, that much better, and we appreciate them that much more. So I'm excited for that. This part, especially this DualSense part. And the last thing here, we have the photo mode. You can now customize lighting, new selfie poses, stickers, frames, etc. I don't really care about photo mode, but Shinobi here loves photo mode. So if you're not following Shinobi, follow him. He posts a lot of great photos for different games. But that's basically it from the Game Informer part. Now I want to go to Andrew Reiner, who's the editor-in-chief over at Game Informer, and he states there's a third Spider-Man character in Spider-Man Miles Morales. You can read about this surprising addition in the cover story that is out now digitally. So again, I was trying to get this myself, but I couldn't. There's some issues. I'm not really sure what's going on. They wouldn't let me log into the site. I tried to look at the replies and what people were saying, but I can't see anybody that really has the answer here in the comments. I see some people saying Gwen Stacy, but it seems like Andrew Reiner mentioned in a couple of replies that it sounded like a man, not a woman. So wouldn't you say like Spider-Woman if it was Gwen Stacy? Because he states specifically here Spider-Man, and I remember seeing in a couple of replies that he stated it's a man. So I'm not really sure what to say there, but I'm curious what the third Spider-Man is, and if you do know, let us know down in the comments below. Maybe I'll find out by the time this video is out, but for somebody else who's just watching this video, they might not know. So if you do, let us know down in the comments below. Now, beyond this, what I also want to do is cover some of the replies. So Andrew Reiner did a bit of a QA over on Twitter, and I just want to go over 3 posts that he had there. So reading this person's question, how long will it take to finish the game? And the second part of this is ridiculous, but he states, and does the PS4 version look as good as the PS5 version? I'm not sure how that statement makes sense, but beyond that, what Andrew replied with, uncertain. Horton said it was a satisfying length. So a lot of people are putting it at the 8 to 10 hour length because of Uncharted Lost Legacy, but people have to remember Uncharted Lost Legacy was a linear game, and I'm wondering if, because that's a linear game and this is an open world game, you might actually get more playtime out of it, but don't take my word on that. I'm just putting in the logic that this is an open world game versus a linear game. But to go beyond that, this is, again, a big debate that we had not too long ago. Ivan, who's a fellow YouTuber here, really focused on Spider-Man and superhero game videos. He states thoughts on the new Peter model. So just so you guys know, he wasn't really a fan of it, like I was, but I'm going to give Insomniac the benefit of the doubt. They produced Spider-Man PS4, so I'm waiting to see how he is in the remastered version. But Andrew Reiner gave a bit of a positive statement here. He states, a change I didn't expect, but grew to like it as the footage went on. So Insomniac Games have already told us that they've been working on the remaster for a year, and after working on it for a year, they can't go back to the old Peter model. So it sounds like a positive. I'm going to try it out with the remastered version of the game. I'm excited to check that out. But just in addition to the first post that we covered here, somebody asked, I'm still downloading the issue, but how big and rich in content is the game when compared to the previous Spider-Man game? And Andrew states, uncertain. Horton said it was a satisfying length, which he just stated earlier. We know there are less suits and villains, but still the full city with activities all across it. So again, this is an open world game, but I'm curious to see, is it 4 hours in story and 6 hours in extra side missions, or is it actually 8 to 10 hours in story and then you have extra side missions, etc., stuff like that, probably extending it to 10 hours or even more. But beyond this, I really wanted to go over the images for Spider-Man Miles Morales, these new images. I might have some of them throughout the video, but I really want to go over all of them here with you guys. So the first one, we have Miles here just relaxing on the bus. Probably not going to look the same on your end, but these are some very high quality images and they look really impressive. But where the game looks the most impressive is in these suit images when Miles is actually in the Spidey suit. Just look at these. I'm not even sure what to say. I'm not Digital Foundry here, but all I can see is just this looks next gen to me. All of this stuff that we're seeing with these images for Spider-Man Miles Morales, Demon's Souls, and even something like Destruction All-Stars and Godfall, they look like really, really impressive games. But the highest ones I would put for Spider-Man Miles Morales and Demon's Souls. But just look at these images. The winter here, the effects, the particle effects. We saw a lot of that in Ghost of Tsushima, but it seems like a lot more here in Miles Morales. I'm really happy that they took the winter theme. I'm pretty sure there's more particle effects that they can play around with. But look at the electricity across here. I'm telling you, later this year when the game drops, there's going to be so many photo mode pictures on Twitter. It's going to be an overdose. Just like, look at this. The shine, the city, the lights, everything just looks amazing. This honestly could be its own animation for like an actual movie. That's just how good it looks to me. And the suits as well. Where's the suit that I really wanted to look at? But here we have Miles and Peter together. We had a little teaser earlier on yesterday, I believe, but now we actually have Miles and Peter together with Miles's actual full suit versus his starter suit or Peter's starter suit. And you have Peter here on the other side. And again, we already went through the details. He's not going to be playable. Peter's not going to be playable. But the most epic suit that I saw so far, and I've never read the comics for Miles myself, but this looks amazing. This looks like some cyberpunk type of suit. I don't know if he's is a Daft Punk type of suit with the helmet that looks there. But for people in the comments, let me know what you know about this suit, because he looks like really, really, this is probably going to be one of my favorite suits besides his original black suit that he's going to be wearing that's on the cover. And the last thing I really wanted to cover here was the gameplay. So I'm just going to kind of have it playing in the background here, but it shows us some swinging in the city, some gameplay we've seen before, fighting with his new suits, more visuals of the effects with the electricity, some night swinging, all great stuff in this little snippet here that we got from Game Informer again. And that's really all I wanted to cover. Amazing visuals for Spider-Man Miles Morales, a lot of solid new gameplay details, some specs with the 4K 60 and the 4K 30 versus ray tracing, no ray tracing, dynamic 4K. A lot of great stuff here, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Are you picking up Spider-Man Miles Morales later this year? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps. And subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For this video's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with Spidey, winter is coming. Obviously, winter is coming in the real world here, and this is obviously a reference to Game of Thrones, but really, winter is coming in the next Spider-Man game. So if you're excited for Spider-Man Miles Morales, destroy the comment section with Spidey, winter is coming, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos, and now I'll check you guys out on the next one.